Okay, we're preparing to glue the back on the guitar. Since I've got the depth of the guitar in the go bar deck now, I need to raise the top part of the go bar deck up, or otherwise I'll have too much tension on my rods. This particular go bar deck I've got has some stops along the top that we can raise it up to. And basically I got to stop two stops on each rod, and the distance between them is approximately equal to the depth of the guitar body. So when I don't have the whole body in here, if I'm just gluing braces on, I put it in the lower setting, and when the whole body is in here I need to raise it up. And it's really designed for a man with like 4 arms to do, because you got to ease it up a little bit at a time. It's a little bit on the frustrating side when you do it by yourself. Alright, it's time to glue the back on. I'm going to make one last check that everything was sanded up nicely and clean, and blew the sawdust out of it. And then put the top in position and walk around the outside of the guitar and make sure that everything's going to fit properly. You know where your center lines are, and you're able to get the center lines lined up and the braces fitting properly in their slots, their pockets. And just make sure that the back goes completely down against the rim. And I think I'm in good shape, so I'm going to spread some glue. You want to cover your blocks. Don't want to go too crazy because you don't get a chance to clean the squeeze out. This is going to be closed up. And I'm just going to pretty much put a thin bead, I hope. Get some down in the pockets in a minute. Rubbing my finger along the inside of the kerfing, trying to keep it from squeezing out so badly. Just takes a thin bead. try to set it down on there as accurately as you can. Keep it from smearing glue everywhere. Try when you're placing your rods to be sure you're putting the pressure right over top of the rim and not over top of part of the back that's hanging over the rim, because you don't want to take a chance on snapping it off. Try to get about 3 rods up here on the block. I'm going to give that at least an hour. Looks like everything's seated down properly. Alright. Okay, well, it's been probably 3 hours since I glued the back on. I took the go-bar rods off. I put the 15-foot radius dish in my go-bar deck and put a piece of cardboard over top of that. And now I got the back down against the cardboard. Checked everything, cleaned the inside of the guitar very well. If anything else if anything you want to write inside of here, or a serial number or label, now would be the time to do it. I'm going to go ahead and glue the top on. Now you kind of test the height of your go-bar deck is a good idea that I failed to do earlier, because I had to lower it a little bit when I glued the back on after I already had glue spread everywhere. So here we go. Closing the box. Again, just a fine bead. All right. I'm going to stick these in here temporarily. I can't leave them or they'll be glued in. I'm going to put this cardboard here just to kind of protect the top from the go bars. Okay, we'll give that at least an hour or two. And the box is closed. Okay, I've taken the body out of the go bar deck now. We have us a box. You can start listening to it a little bit. Next step is going to be to trim away this overhang on the top and the bottom with the router with a flush cut bit. Here's what I'll be using. You see we got a bearing that's going to ride along the side of the guitar, and then I've got the bit protruding out about 1/2 inch, the cutting surface of it. So you got to be particularly careful of where that bearing's going to ride as you go around the guitar. Make sure there's no big bumps anywhere. We do have an issue here where we got an open area at the neck joint. We're going to have to be careful to stop our routing when we get close to that point, and then we'll trim it with a saw and chisel. So I'm going to set up, I'm going to clamp this body down on the corner of the table. I got a couple of rules using the router that I try to follow all the time. Is anytime I'm doing anything as far as setup, I got the cord unplugged, and before plugging the router in, I always check this power switch, because you can have some big screw ups if the router's on and you plug it in. So rule 1, unplug before changing bits or making adjustments. And rule 2, make sure the power switch is off before you plug it in. I'm just going to try to clamp this with some cam clamps on the corner of my bench. Once I get the bottom cut flush, I've got a better way to hold the body. Move the camera a little bit. And again, I got cardboard under it to protect the top. I'm going to try getting by with just cam clamps out here and clamping right above the side so that the actual back is not taking the load of the clamp. It would not be good to bust the body at this point. Anytime you're using a router, I'm going to be using a dust mask, safety glasses, and I like ear protection too. I'm going to start up on the high points and cut downward. They say there's less chance of tear out if you do that. Then I'll go back around to this point. Again, being careful not to let the bearing of the router dip down into this open area I've got at the neck joint. So here we go. Getting ready to plug a router in. It is switched off. Okay, before I do the top, I'm going to set the body in another fixture that I have. nice messy operation. Probably take a minute now to vacuum up my work area. But, the next step is going to be to install what's called the end graft, which is going to be a piece of triangular material that covers up this seam on the end where the sides came together.